Hey there, it's Allison. I'm a personal style coach with Daily Outfit, and this is my July wrap up. I've got a lot to talk about today, so I'm going to try and keep it simple. There was a lot happening in July, and of course, we've got the summer coming up as well. And I want to tee up what's next for you. So let me start with the theme of this month, which was travel packing and getting you ready for your next adventure. So if you're a reader, you know that my family is going to Rome. We're going in about a week and a half, so very exciting. And we had a heat wave just as I was putting together the July look, which was really helpful because I don't know about you, but I have a hard time imagining kind of what it's going to feel like when it's, I mean, like today it's 50 degrees, rainy and overcast, which is why my hair is like so crazy looking. That humidity is just making the curl just go bong. And after my cycle home from dropping my son off at camp, it's not perfect, but that's actually what I'm all about. Every day, getting up and feeling good about how you look. So the heat wave was super helpful. And it reminded me that I actually have this ultimate packing list and travel packing questionnaire, which I want to give you. So if you're a subscriber, you'll get that in your mailbox on Thursday. And if you want to be a subscriber, please join now. You'll get my 3 videos on how to unlock the power of personal style, as well as these cool lists. And I was well reminded that I need the lists my husband and I went to Barcelona a month ago for this music festival called Primavera that we love. And I forgot the SPF. I didn't use the list. I thought, I'm a pro, I don't need the list. And well, wrong. I I had my 30 SPF, which I use always on my face, and we used that on our bodies, and it just wasn't enough. So, I mean, we were able to go to the pharmacy and it was fine, but I much prefer to be prepared. I like to spend my time on vacation actually enjoying the place rather than running around wondering where I can get, after sun lotion. So I hope that that's useful for you. And so the ultimate packing list is kind of a list of what you need to wear depending on the temperature. And it's both in Fahrenheit and in Celsius. And then it also goes through kind of what you need for a basic trip. So, if like my friends who are going camping out west in America, they're going to need a very different type of ensemble than I will in Rome, which is very elegant. Even though, it's overrun with tourists, it's still Italy. And so I want to, look elegant and polished, even in my travel wear, tourist wear, whatever. And then, I have a friend who's going on an Alaskan cruise. So what she's going to pack is going to be very different as well. So the ultimate packing list covers the gamut and has got some cool tips for you depending on what and where you're going. The travel packing questionnaire kind of leads you through the questions that I ask my clients when I'm getting them ready for a trip in terms of, what kind of events you're going to be doing, what the function of the clothing that you need to pack, and helps you kind of think that through. I also kind of went through that this month with the travel packing theme. So I used my signature style online shopping process for myself, the same process that I use with my clients as we're coming up with their signature style. So I did it for my trip to Rome. So I started with a Pinterest board, imagining kind of, using pictures to prompt the visual imagination, kind of to get me into that look and feel of where we're going to be in Rome, and kind of think through, the activities. For example, at the Vatican, there are specific rules that you have to follow. And then, you know, going to places like the Coliseum or on a hop-on, hop-off bus. There are practical things to think about. Not only are there pickpockets, so, you know, I was thinking, oh, I'll wear a romper, it's very polished, but also will be light and fresh and cute. But no, it doesn't have a waistband where I can stick my magic money wallet, so that's not going to work. So I needed to come up with a shirt and shorts outfit. So we kind of walked through those things, and I put the looks together. So if you use the search box on the front page to do July look, you'll see the travel look, the sightseeing look, the Vatican look, and perhaps that'll inspire you for your upcoming adventures. And then last week I talked about, you know, needing the list, and then gave you my top 10 tips for travel packing, which is a podcast I recorded last year, and it's up on SoundCloud. So if you want to access that, you can use SoundCloud, or you can, again, use the search box on the front page of my site, DailyOutfit.com. So I hope that all of that was helpful and got you excited. I also had a video to inspire you about travel packing, kind of gave you some tips about how to make sure, you know, you're set up for success with your trip. And so that is kind of what's been happening at Daily Outfit this month. We also touched on some very emotional things that have been happening for me as an American. And for those of you out there who are Americans, it's a very emotional month for us, starting with the tragedy in South Carolina. And the horrific crime, hate crime that occurred there. I wrote a blog post about that as well, coming from from the perspective of semiotics, which is the language of signs and symbols. And of course, the Confederate flag is a very potent symbol of slavery, and our history as slave-owning nation. Really just awful legacy that still obviously has its effects today. And with that tragedy, that brutal killing of 9 people in a church no less, historic church for the African-American people, really center of the civil rights movement, and continues to be a clarion space for civil rights. And the response, of course, to that tragedy, extremely moving and really inspiring, turning the face of love towards this young man who is so full of hate, and just amazing response that the congregation and minister had to this act. So really, truly inspiring. And I chose to write about it and ask you to lend your voice to call for this symbol of hatred to come down. We got the good news last week that it is coming down. So really important to remember that your voice matters, and you can speak up and out about things that matter to you. And I encourage you to do that always, not only to protect and help those who are not fully free and are still suffering injustice, but also for yourself. And someone actually said to me, are you sure, you know, you should be writing about that? That's politics, and you write about style. And I felt really called and compelled to do that. Only one person unsubscribed from the newsletter that week, and I wish them well. If that offended them, then I'm not going to be the person who's going to help them anyway. So another very emotional thing that happened for us as Americans and around the world, really, the historic decision of the Supreme Court to uphold marriage equality. So very exciting and wonderful thing that happened for us as Americans, so that anyone who loves each other and wants to make a commitment and get married can do so regardless of their sexuality or gender. So amazing, amazing event. So really two different sides of the coin of love happening this month for us as Americans, and inspiring decisions, inspiring responses to justice, calls for justice, and really just very, very moving. So I also, on that note, want to move to some wonderful kudos that I received this month. I had some amazing journeys end with my clients this season, and I've got some lovely things to share with you. This is something that I have been doing, my own personal way to combat the negativity that exists in fashion and style, to hold up these kudos, to be in gratitude and thankfulness for the kind things that people have to say and the aha moments that they have experienced on this positive journey towards personal style. So I'm just going to turn to that. I put these on my Pinterest board if you ever care to take a look, because I really want to acknowledge these thank yous. So someone actually wrote to me about the blog post that I wrote about the Confederate flag needing to come down. She said, "I just wanted to thank you for writing this. I hadn't even heard about it yet, and then was just freaking blown away. Love you, XOK." So thank you for writing that. I really felt called to write that post, and I hope that it encouraged some of you to lend your voice to the fight for that flag coming down, and so glad that it is coming down. I have two different comments from one of my clients who I just finished up with last week. First, she talks about this personal shopping process, the signature style process. So she says, "Allison did a great job of pulling together looks I think I can pull off." She also talked through some trends she saw in my pins and hearting, for example, simple pieces. I knew that I liked that sort of thing as soon as she said it, but I never realized it on my own. So thank you, Monica, for saying that. It's always good to hear that the process is working, and this is part of the why behind the design of the process, to allow each client to have those aha moments and come to these realizations on her own with my expert support and guidance, to see that the kind of things that she's been thinking and doing really do work for her, and why. So that she can be solid and feel confident about those things, and then go forward with that piece of her personal style on lockdown. And then after we did the shopping of those looks that I put together for her, inspired by the signature style that we collaborated on, then we styled them. And she says, "Allison was very open to my reactions to each of these pieces. I was a little worried she might push me more to like things that didn't resonate with me, but she instead helped me to style them and then decide if I liked them after we styled them. It was completely judgment-free." So that is really great to hear, Monica, because that's exactly, as I said, why I designed the program this way, to have those pieces come in and really to trust the choices that you've made, and the personal style that you're developing. So that was great to hear. Also to know that, you know, when you put the pieces on, sometimes they don't work immediately, and that's okay. Sometimes you really need to work on the styling of them. In this particular case, I taught Monica the half tuck, which really helped make these pieces sing for her, and look well and in proportion to her body. So so that was great, and she kind of got to see that in action and do it for herself. So that was fun, and she ended up liking almost all of the pieces, and then one of them just didn't work, and we just, you know, let it go. That's why we can return things. So that's also cool to see that you have the power to say no to something that doesn't feel right. Speaking of feeling right, I talked to a former client this month who worked with me on the Signature Style Journey last year. That's my 3-month program. This is a person who absolutely hated shopping, and she told me, she was so excited to share with me that she actually went shopping on her own at Bloomingdale's. She said, I had a great shopping session at Bloomingdale's. I went prepared with my Spanx and my bra and was fearless about trying on different shapes. So I just tried on a bunch of things. I spent less than I expected, got 2 dresses, and I feel awesome in both of them. So that is awesome, Anne. I'm so glad that that worked out for you. So she's really learned how to shop and how to feel confident in that process and how to pick pieces up. You know, I gave her all the cuts that will look good on her. She got to try these on. And then ultimately, as I said with Monica, trust her gut about what felt good. She went prepared. She had her foundation. She had her shoes. She knew exactly what she was looking for. And then once she took the pieces home, she spent less than she expected, which is always great, and I find often happens. We either stay totally within budget or spend even less than expected or planned, or can then splurge on an item because we know exactly, you know, what you need. And then we were able to kind of talk through the nuance of these 2 different dresses, the pattern, the cut, the fabrication, the color for this particular event that was really, really important. It was really important meeting for Anne. And so then we got to decide, you know, together which piece was really right for that particular event. So I'm excited to circle back to her and find out how that went. And then the last one I want to share with you is from a final reflection, a client who went through my 6-month Style Suites program. She says, the whole program made me feel good and more confident. I learned so much, like what colors say about me, and that I can use it to send out messages, and that I can find clothes that suit me well. Allison is very positive and knows how to help label the in my head negatives and turn them into positives. She is great to work with. Well, thank you, Donna, for saying that. That is so kind. I'm so glad that the program met not only your expectations, but also really, really helped you learn so much about yourself and feel good about the clothes you're wearing. This is a client who came to me saying, you know, I know what my mother says, I know what my sisters say, I know what the magazines say. I want to know what I think. I want to know what my personal style is. And we were really able to hone in on that for her and help her figure out what she enjoys wearing and what's appropriate to her life. So it's great to hear also that that we flipped those negatives into positives, and now she's able to practice that and take good care of herself and feel good. So that's exactly what I want for you. If you're not a subscriber yet, I do invite you to join. As I said, if you join this week, you'll get the ultimate packing list and the travel packing questionnaire as well. I'll be sending those out on Thursday. So what's next for Daily Outfit? I'm going to be going to Rome in a week and a half. I'll be posting the favorite blog posts from this year throughout the summer. I'm going to unplug and really be offline for an entire month. So that's very exciting. I'm so thrilled to be taking holiday, spend some time with not only my nuclear family, but also my extended family and friends. So I hope that you're going to take some time to do that as well this summer. And I really wish you much enjoyment in your holiday. So what we have looking forward is a little change in schedule. I'm going to be blogging less every other week because I'm going to be working on my book. Yay! Yay! And also speaking more. I'm going to be launching this next year with a talk on September 7th at Connecting Women. So if you're here in the Netherlands, you can join me in The Hague that evening. We're going to be actually walking through my workshop. So the virtual workshop we're going to be doing live and recording that. So you'll get the opportunity to participate in that as well, even if you're not here in the Netherlands. So I'm looking forward to that so much. If you belong to networking events or you have groups that are centered around empowering women, please do invite me. I would love to speak to your group and let them in on the secrets to unlocking the power of personal style. So really looking forward to the next year and getting digging into that a little deeper with my book and speaking to lots of groups next year. So have a great summer. I'll see you on the other side. If you do want to launch your journey, please feel free to book a free session with me and we can talk through your style challenges. My calendar is open for September, so go ahead and I hope to speak to you soon. Take it easy and have a great summer.